takes care of business against Mosley.
Down the stretch they come. It looks as though Manny Pacquiao's spectacular winning streak continues.
And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing with head trainer Lenny De Jesus, wearing red with gray, officially weighing in at 147 pounds. An excellent professional record consisting of 35 victories, including 21 knockouts with only 3 defeats. Tonight, with honor, he fights for hundreds of millions of people on the African continent as he challenges for this world title. Ladies and gentlemen, and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, with his head trainer, Freddie Roach, wearing red, official weight 145 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 50 victories, including 38 knockouts, with 3 defeats and 2 draws. From Kayumba, Sarangani Province, the former flyweight world champion, former super bantamweight world champion, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, former lightweight world champion.
Will the magical life of Manny Pacquiao over the course of the past couple of years continue? The difference in hand speed will be immediately apparent.
But you know, Clottey right now is fighting his fight, and it's what he should do. He can never try to match Manny with punch for punch. That's not him. But I think the weight level of Manny's head, which means it's very easy for him to shoot short, direct punches.
Pacquiao has landed 2 punches on Clottey's belt line, and referee Rafael Ramos has let them both go. He threw 79 punches in the round. It was not a good round for him. He only landed 11. But Clottey only threw 35 punches. So how do you win a round when the other man has thrown twice as many punches and is the more dynamic fighter anyway?
Well, as the fight goes on, if Manny gets a little frustrated and loses his spirit because of the fact that he can't land the shot, you'll probably see Clottey
try to construct a way of picking Clottey apart. Or will he get frustrated and impatient?
Well, I tell you what, he's throwing shots that he still hasn't been able to do too much. And the main thing, I think he should start preparing himself to try to win a decision, as I said earlier.
Well, he's preparing to win a decision because, unless I'm totally out to lunch here, and barring a big break, and Pacquiao.
Here you see Clottey blocking some shots, and then I think he's going to do his little jig, imitating as if he was hurt. But I think it's part of him getting more relaxed with the situation now.
Matter to me if he's landing clean shots. You can't run around that way.
You let Pacquiao really start to move his hands, he'll relax you all the way.
That's right. He'll put you to sleep. I agree with you, Emmanuel, that Clottey feels comfortable with what he's doing.
Yeah, but Manny's winning the fight. He's doing what he's saying. You got to remember to keep. When I say Clottey landing the straight punches, the clean punches.
Perhaps, Emmanuel, but he threw 27 and landed 5 in the last round, but Manny threw 96.
I said Manny's winning the fight, but I'm saying the clean, effective punches are still, to me, coming from Clottey. There are not enough of them.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
And they're cleaner punches, but even when Clottey's blocking some of these Pacquiao shots.
Joshua Clottey.
Here you see, which may be typical of Clottey's effective punches. They're little simple, little straight little shots that he's landing, but the problem is he's not throwing enough of them. But his punches are very
different. Pacquiao 44. He's got a margin over Clottey, who's landed 26. The difference is Pacquiao has thrown 281, and Clottey has only thrown 100 in the first 3 rounds. So Manny is averaging 93 punches per round in the first 3 rounds, and Clottey is averaging 33. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Jim, 3-0, 30-27, Manny Pacquiao. You know, Jim, he's so smart, it's amazing. You know, you come out and you see a guy covered up like Winky right hand.
Manny Pacquiao hit cleanly to the head, more than we've seen him hit cleanly to the head in the Diaz, De La Hoya, Hatton, and Cotto fights combined, I think. And Cotto had some success early.
Yes, he did. Most people gave Cotto a couple of rounds, the first and the fifth.
No. Let's go. Come on.
I'm not sure what Rafael was.
In recent years, by hitting them with punches they didn't see coming from awkward angles. And Clottey, because he's paying so much attention to his defense, is not getting hit with those punches.
Clottey scored with a good left hand. They're just too...
Here we see I guess the referee called infraction rule when he like clapped his head between both heads, something I've never saw did before. and you see him in the corner where Manny just pummeling him right here with some great shots in there. Nothing that landed that clean, but it was a...
He threw 116 and moved his landed punches number up to 24. Clottey was 10 out of only 21 punches thrown.
Well, that's what Manny's going to have to do to win this fight, because he's going to have to go for a decision. And, you know, going down the stretch, he's got to be ready to hold up just in case this man starts putting a little bit more punches together in addition to... We mentioned several times in building up to the fight that Clottey is fighting for the first time. Clottey just guards like this and doesn't let his hands go. He's giving the fight away. Yeah, he has no chance. If he punches himself, he may get caught, so that's his safety factor.
Pacquiao attacked tonight. Average per round through 5 rounds. Pacquiao 16 out of 99. Clottey 9 out of 30. Pacquiao has won 5 consecutive rounds to start the fight.
And though Pacquiao is not hurting Clottey, he is reducing Clottey to what he reduces all fighters to that he's fought recently. He's over
his own. That's why he lost his big fights. And at this stage right here, this fighter here is look like he's the same type. He's come from the same mold. He's got the talent, but he seems to be still a little too reserved and worried of getting tired.
Not willing to lay himself on. So if he gets tired, that's an event. And once again, in the round, Pacquiao is going to throw close to 100. Past the halfway point of the fight, round 7 begins. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, 6-0, obviously. 60-54, Manny Pacquiao. I got to tell you something, Jim. People may hate me for saying this, but you know what? This guy's fighting scared. I mean, he doesn't want to open up. Lenny DeJesus is begging him, open up, punch. He won't do it. And
he won't do it. Opened up
Wait
there,
a minute,
Harold.
Max. Everybody said he was the bigger guy, the stronger guy.
Now he's facing a guy who can punch and who's throwing 100 punches around and stepping around him and boxing him beautifully. You move your hands at your own peril.
A big thing is that Clottey just isn't trying to counter Pacquiao. He's not taking advantage of Pacquiao's aggression. Pacquiao's defense and ring generalship have been good too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been watching his defense.
Stayed off the ropes.
Yep. Very good defense.
But he's still throwing a Manny Pacquiao-like number of punches. Clottey was 7 of 39. What's significant about the 39 punches? Well, those are the most punches that Clottey has thrown in any round in this fight. But the welterweight average is about 56. So he hasn't been even within range of an average welterweight's offensive output. Begins a political campaign for a position in the national legislature of the Philippines on March 26th. And if he's elected, he enters the legislature as a representative in July. And who knows what that would do to his boxing career. They didn't want to throw back. Bang! Keep coming.
When Pacquiao starts doing this, now I tend to agree, Clottey has to do something to keep him off.
No. He isn't. In 8 rounds, Manny Pacquiao's thrown 785 punches. He threw 104 of them in the last round. Or was it 118? Well, at any rate, it was a huge number. Bang, 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 as I pointed out. And Clottey did not have an answer in the corner when Lenny DeJesus said, "You're losing every damned round."
Well, he's used to that, I guess. He just doesn't want to.
It is already out of reach if he doesn't. It's going to have to be a knockout for him to win.
I'm sorry, whether he was intimidated by Pacquiao's reputation or intimidated by what Pacquiao did in the ring, or whether he didn't mentally prepare in such a way to be ready to take the risks he had. You know, I just caught Joshua Clottey's eye as he came into the ring, and he gave me a look of discouragement.
Yep. You know, when you're fighting for a championship of the world with everything on the line, millions of dollars. And
the only thing tough about this fight is you wonder if you should give Manny Pacquiao a 10-8 round. He's winning these rounds so big. That's the only tough part, Jim. 9-0, 90-81. Manny Pacquiao based on all those clean punches. I mean, and like you said, ring generalship and good Manny Pacquiao defense. See that? He blocked those shots. I mean, he's just winning these rounds convincing.
To me, such a drastic change after being with a fighter like Tommy Hearns. When you tell him sometimes to play it safe, he says, "No, I've got to go out and fight." I mean, it's really frustrating. Like that.
More punches in this fight than in any fight he has ever appeared in before.
Because he's had to, and he did it. Whatever he had to do, he did it. He saw he wasn't going to land the clean punches or the knockout. He said, "Let me just start putting these, you know, they're like putting money in the bank. Start building up, building up." And that's what I thought he should do, and he's doing a great job.
And I'll tell you what, Emmanuel.
Let's go.
I've never really said this before. Of all of Pacquiao's...
Clottey seemed to be winning the Cotto fight late and eased off the accelerator and wound up losing a fight he could have won against an inactive opponent.
Very Quartet-like.
But I think also he's felt the power of Manny Pacquiao too, and I think that's increased his tendency to hold back.
And you see
and
when
his hesitation.
When he came out early in the...
He might give him a sympathy round.
Well, this is going to be a very
I don't see which one. I don't see which sympathy round you could give to Clottey.
I agree.
Shutout.
Let's see who closes the show.
Clottey's never been knocked out.
Manny landed 36 punches in the 11th round, his high number for the fight. Maybe he has softened Clottey up.
And you're right, though. This is more impressive because here's a fight where he's fighting a guy who doesn't.
Barely lost, and he can't win a round against Pacquiao.
But it's not that he's been getting hit that much. He can't win around because he's not willing to throw punches. And that's the thing. And Manny doesn't hit him with that many clean punches, but he's just outworking him. He's doing just what he has to do.
Somewhere tonight, both Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather are likely watching this.
Mayweather takes care of business against Mosley.
Down the stretch they come. It looks as though Manny Pacquiao's spectacular winning streak continues as he hammers Joshua Clottey to the finish. Harold Letterman didn't find the courtesy round to give to Clottey. 120 to 108. That is an honest scorecard and a fair reflection of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Cowboy Stadium, we go to the scorecards. Dwayne Ford scores at 120 to 108. Levi Martinez, 119-109. Nelson Vasquez, 119-109. All three to the win. Manny